you come in this unit, you're going to notice this big, beautiful dinette area with the windshield giving you that great view outside. A very open feel inside. Another neat thing for a unit this size is the amount of space you have up here. Oftentimes you'll see a seat on either side. The unit's kind of collapsing back in towards you, and you don't have nearly this space. You can comfortably fit 4 people up front in this dinette. Another nice feature we do on these dinettes is all of our seats actually have lumbar built into them. So we don't try and take a seat back and double it over to use for your filler for your bed. We want to make sure this is the ultimate comfort because you're going to spend a lot of time up here. This table base swivels, so that allows us to keep the table large, but then easy to swivel in and sit down with. The other thing this table base does is it will actually has a lower post that drops down, and then we do have a filler cushion that stores up above here that goes on top of the table to give you a sleeping space here in the dinette. All right, and then speaking of storage space, as we look at these uppers here, these give you a lot of room. They don't look that large from the outside, but this goes all the way into the brow of the trailer, so you got a lot of depth that reaches all the way back in there. This is that filler cushion we spoke of that goes on top of the table. To each side you'll have cubbies. We do reading lights on each side. They'll illuminate in blue, or you can hit the button again, they'll go white. So if you want to have the lights off in the trailer, somebody's up front reading, no problem, you're good to go. Accent lighting will be all throughout this trailer. So you're going to see in the cubbies we got a blue lighting that goes on. There's actually a little accent light underneath this front brow right here that shines down. So when you're out there in the evenings and it's dark out, it's nice to have these little accent points so you don't have to have the blinding overhead lights on all the time when it's dark at your campsite. Coming around to this side over here, you're going to see we have our refrigerator. This is a 4.5 cubic foot. We've gone to all 12 volt. The great thing about the 12 volts now is they consume such a small amount of power, and they give you a lot more storage inside the fridge compared to the old heat absorption styles that use the LP 12 volt and 120 volt. So that's a nice new feature upgrade that we've done on the Soul product. Up above that, you're going to have access to your radio. And then over to the side, you'll have your converter. You'll have an on-off battery switch, outlet, all those convenient items right there for you. All right, over here on the kitchen area, you're gonna have a nice big kitchen base. This is gonna come with a 2-burner LP stove. You have a deep, large farmhouse style sink, and then a spring-loaded faucet there to feed into that. You'll have a big drawer bank, a lot of storage in this setup. One neat thing about our drawers is to keep a clean look, we don't have any exterior latches on them, but we use a magnet on the back side that helps lock them into place. So as you close the drawer, you'll feel it grab a magnet that's going to hold it in place, so when you're going down the road, you don't have to worry about those coming open. And we do the same design on our uppers. There's going to be a magnet that's going to catch the door when it's closed. That way nothing comes rolling out and stay secure while you're going down the road. Down below the sink, you'll have another big storage area. This gives you enough room to throw a trash can, plenty of items. It's pretty much wide open underneath there. All right, to the side of your kitchen will be your bathroom. This is going to be a wet bath, which gets a lot of people nervous until you've seen our wet baths. This is a very large space, very clean. We do an all aluminum interior structure with a composite formed base floor to it, and then you have a porcelain toilet in there as well. Very nice to use. Mirror on board on the outside here of this door, and then this door, you'll see it completely seals off, so we don't have to use any curtains in there, which can always be kind of cumbersome when you're in a wet bath, having those things stick to you. And then you'll also have a vent fan in there, so you can turn that on, keep that area all ventilated out. Now let's move to the back of this unit, because this is where things really change to the Soul lineup. You'll notice I have an open aisleway right here. We set this up with 2 twin beds, but the neat thing about this is it transforms into multiple setups. So right now it looks like your dinette area. You're going to have your vinyl covering like you would on top of your dinette seats, and you're even going to have a little back on it. So you could use this area to sit in when it's set up in this configuration here. But we set it up that you flip these cushions over. They're going to have bedding material on the back side of them, so it's going to sleep cool just like a normal mattress would. This is going to have a nice high density foam mattress to it. And now you have a bed setup. The reason we use these cushions, these little back cushions right here, is these actually allow us to change this into a one solid bed all the way across. So right now these are 30 by 80 inches long, these twin beds are. We throw these filler cushions in, we're going to add another 20 inches to the overall width of this bed, and we have a massive bed configuration. So let me show you how these fillers work. Down below you have a little cubby storage. It's going to have a strap that goes over them to keep them in place when you're traveling down the road. These pop out. Now I'm showing you the prototype, so it looks like these brackets have to be put in a certain way, but on the actual production units they'll be able to be put in either way, so you don't have to put a filler in an exact spot. But there's little slots underneath the cushions here that these just simply drop into. There's 2 of them. So once your 2 fillers are in, now you have a solid surface all the way across. And your back cushions, once again, they've got vinyl on the side for when you're in like the dinette lounge area setup, but then bedding material on the other side. These simply drop into place, and now you'll have a complete bed all the way across. So tons of sleeping space inside this unit, tons of entertaining space with the extra lounge area, and neat configuration options for sleeping depending how you want to use it. I also love how with this twin bed, it really just opens up this unit. I mean, this is a 7-foot wide, 20.5-foot unit, but having that open aisleway in the center really adds a lot of space and feels quite large. This TV mount is also able to swivel around this glass. There's a little pin that you pull down that keeps it locked into place, and then when you pull it out, it'll actually come out beyond this glass divider so that you can then angle it towards the front and see it in your dinette area. Directly below the TV, you'll see a few controls. This is going to be one for your max air fan. So this has a large max air fan, the big 12-inch blades that can move a ton of air through this if you're not running your air conditioner. Neat thing about that too is it runs off your 12-volt system, so it doesn't require much energy at all to use that. Directly next to it is going to be your AC controls. This unit will have a 15,000 BTU AC on it now, and it has a soft start. So the reason we went towards this soft start AC is if you were to do our lithium and solar package, you can actually run this air conditioner off of your lithium batteries. The inverter's powerful enough to run this particular AC. The time you're going to get is going to range depending on your temperature and the humidity, but you can get a pretty decent amount. Even in really extreme hot conditions, you're going to get a couple hours out of your battery life. And then if you have, a little cooler or not as much humidity in your air, you could see time frames of 5 to 6 hours on the battery life. So highly dependent upon what it is outside. Coming around to the back, you'll see we have some reading lights here in the back corners for the beds, and then you'll have storage up above those beds. Again, you're going to see windows everywhere. We try to really, any space we can, maximize it and keep you as open feeling as possible when you're inside the unit. Coming over here to the roadside of the unit, then you're going to see we have a wardrobe as well in this unit. A lot of our Soul products aren't quite large enough for us to fit a wardrobe in. This one gives us a space where with a few doors you can open it up. You actually have hanging storage in here for shirts and clothes. All right, here in the back end of the unit, then you're going to have a reading light on each side of the bed, a little shelf, so if you're sleeping you got a spot to throw a phone. Even got little USB chargers right here to be able to plug into. Those all run off your battery and your 12-volt system. There's a light switch on this side that controls these bedroom lights, so you can access and turn those off once you're lying in bed in the back. And then you'll see, of course, that nice big glass window here in the back. Gives you a great view, keeps it very open. You'll notice everywhere across our units, windows, we focus on them. We try to give you as much